Hey, warriors. So, I'm going to try to keep this video balanced. Okay. I know a lot of us have been doing um, these light code, healings. Some people are calling it other things, language, whatever. I can't remember all of them. But, anyways, the point is that things are getting more mystical. And if you've been watching my videos for a minute, you know how I feel about staying grounded and staying balanced. Um, so I'm going to try because, yes, I'm not going to sit here and deny the fact that things are getting more mystical. And if you have been doing these healings like I have, a lot of shit is changing. Do you know what I mean? It almost gets overwhelming for a minute. You know what I'm saying? You're seeing so many synchronicities for one thing that it almost seems like you're losing your mind, you know? So, and another thing too that I have been feeling that which is what actually this video is about. I'll probably do a video about those healings maybe later today, but I will do one soon. Um this is about lately I have been feeling and I've been hearing other people talk about how they're having some sensations that are moving through their bodies, especially from the hip area down to the legs and into the feet. It's like a buzzing, warmth, like heaviness, tingling. I don't know. It's a sense of energy. You know what best describes it, honestly, is you know how you get butterflies in your stomach? It almost feels like butterflies in your legs. It's the best way I can describe it. But I want to talk about it without exaggeration, um, and pulling us back out of our bodies. Like I said, things are getting mystical, but, you know, what's happening isn't about leaving our bodies, it's coming back into it. I say it all the time, and I believe it to be very important. We've spent most of our lives disconnected from our bodies, living in our heads, living in stress, living in survival. Okay. So when awareness deepens, whether through healing, slowing down, simply telling the truth, the nervous system starts to regulate. And regulation doesn't happen upward, it happens downward. Okay, into the hips, into the legs, into the feet, the places that keep us grounded, safe and alive. So, for instance, the hips specifically, they store survival tension. Okay, they store suppressed emotion, old bracing patterns, um, unexpressed movement. Okay, so most people carry years, even decades of held tension there. Okay, so that's where these sensations are coming, are starting rather. Okay, um, when the body, finally feels safe enough to release, I guess, it can feel like something is waking up, unfamiliar sensations, not because something new is entering. Well, that's not really true in this case. If you are having these sensations because you've been doing the light code healings, it could be because something is new is arriving. Um, but there is a lot of new letting go of old, and maybe for some of you, even like for me, new things are coming in. But it does feel it's an unfamiliar sensation. Do you know what I mean? And a lot of that is because there is old shit finally leaving. Okay. Most people are numb below the waist most of the time. Do you know what I mean? So when the sensation or when any sensation rather returns. The brain doesn't have a reference point, so it wants to label it energy, which is what I first did. That's what I called it. But what you're often feeling, is blood flow returning, muscles releasing, nerves waking up, that kind of thing. Awareness moving into, your lower body. Presence feels energetic when you're not used to being present, you know. It's normally, I would say that it's not because of ascending, but I'm not going to say that this time. I know what I'm feeling. I know the things that are happening in my life, and I can't pretend. I can't keep us, below that mystical point anymore. I just can't. So, but I do want to be clear here and let you know that not every sensation is, ascending or kundalini or upgrades or external energy. Sometimes, it's just the body finally saying, I'm safe now to let go. Sometimes that is all that it is. And I'm not saying that it's not other things, especially now in this time, because I've had my own experiences. But I do want to, I don't know, I don't want to dismiss it either. Do you know what I mean? And I do want you guys to understand that there are ways of helping this feeling if you're feeling like, if it's scaring you. Do you know what I mean? Walking slowly, making sure that you're drinking water, stretching your legs, that kind of thing. Grounding with attention to your feet. Do you know what I mean? All of that helps. If the sensation is coming with, pain or weakness or like a persistent numbness or any type of sharp feeling, you might want to take on some responsibility and get that checked out. Okay? But what's happening now collectively is embodiment. You know what I mean? We're not escaping the world anymore. We're not trying to transcend humanity anymore like we were. We're inhabiting ourselves fully for the first time. And sometimes, that feels strange at first, simply because we've never been this present before. You understand? So if you're feeling these things in your body, I just want you to know that you're not missing something. Even, people that have been doing this for years are feeling these things. So, and I just want you to know that that's the work now, That's just what's happening. I love you guys.